Blog Talk Radio.
Warning. Warning.
Welcome to the 2-minute sound off.
I'm trying to blow your mind. I'm talking literally blow your mind. I'm trying to blow your mind. I'm talking literally blow your mind.
Welcome back to Mayhem Monday, folks, with your 2-minute warning Pride Rules MMA podcast. As always, we're sponsored by 80K Fightwear, Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu, Madama Jiu-Jitsu, and 2-Minute Warning Sports. I'm tonight's host, Tommy D. With me, as always, is Chris and Omar. What's going on, gentlemen?
How you doing? It's a big weekend we just had, fellas. I'm excited about the show.
Wild weekend, bro.
Well, you know, Chris, you started talking about it. The money fight has come and gone. You know, that fight actually lived up to the expectation, maybe a little bit beyond the expectation, but the rest of the main card and the undercard was probably equal to having explosive diarrhea with shingles at the same time, because it was just awful.
Oh my Lord, that's a lot of pain in the subabdominal region. God damn it.
It was awful. I mean, you had what was his name, Javante Davis or whatever the hell his name was. Missing weight, getting stripped of his belt, and the biggest card he'll ever fight in.
Yeah, like that guy could have became a star.
Career.
He could have became a star on Saturday night, and he became an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know,
he became an asshole.
Between UFC Fight Pass stream and Showbox, you know, having it delayed, they should probably call themselves Des Bryant because they dropped the ball when it really counted.
Oh,
I could co-sign that comment, Tommy. You know that all day long,
you'll
baby.
always get a co-sign from both of us on is fuck the Cowboys, okay?
I mean, the Fight Pass completely screwed up the stream because I'm sure their servers weren't able to handle the amount of people that were streaming the fight from there.
You can rent cloud computing space right now. This is nuts. Who's dropping the ball this badly?
I don't know, man. And then, you know, the fight getting delayed for a half hour, 45 minutes. You know, then you got the entrances. I mean, fucking Floyd comes out as a walking glory hole.
Yeah, man. What was that?
Well, dude, it's that, and you know, Connor's fucking entourage looked like the root beer tapper video game. All those guys coming out there, like, what the fuck was that?
I think, and not to mention, they didn't even give them, like, I don't know, was that Connor's choice to just walk out with no song, no, you know, like, I don't know, that threw me off a little bit.
It looked
to be
like
honest.
a smoke.
I thought he was.
Like he was walking out.
Yeah, dude, it looked like they just walked out from their locker room like in a gym. It was like a 2-second walk. I was like, damn.
Yeah, it was weird. It was really weird. But you know, once they got into the ring and everything started out, I'm very glad that the fight was exciting. Thank you, Floyd, for carrying the man for as many rounds as you did, letting him throw his punches till he got tired. You know, and then. The end of the 5th round, Floyd just decided to turn it on and become the boxer that he was about 10 years ago.
I have a couple interesting points about the way this went down, and like you know, obviously there's a part of me will come out and say right in the early going of this conversation that I have a bias, and I can't on air say these things without saying that first because I understand that there's two sides to look at this and two ways to look at this. That said. Everybody's saying, like, the same thing I said beforehand, like that Floyd could have done this whenever he wanted. No. If Floyd would have opened up in the first 5 rounds, he may have gotten knocked out. Everybody's like, the reason why Conor landed all these punches was because Floyd came at him. Well, no, that's not the fight that I watched for 5 rounds, maybe 4.5 rounds. The end of the 5th, Floyd came at him.
Floyd, exactly.
So, like,
Floyd
he was fighting very defensively for the first 4.5 rounds of that fight. You know, so... To say that he wasn't fighting the same way he fought guys like Pacquiao, that's exactly false. He's always fought that way, where he fought kind of like a little, you know, feel it out early on and then turns it up late. So I don't think that he fought much of a different strategy against Conor than he did any other boxer, and that's the reason why everybody's discounting how many punches landed. I know there's no moral victories, but give the guy a fucking break, man. You know?
No, let me tell you something. I don't know if it was in the first or the second round, Conor clipped him with a beautiful uppercut.
Yeah,
that,
he was fucking touching him up.
Like Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
He was touching him up, and he was making Floyd miss. That was happening. I know what I was watching. I know that, like, you cheer on every punch landed by your guy, and you say the other ones are nothing. I have to honestly watch the fight again before I could really even talk, but I wanted to talk about it after first reactions first. I'll assess it later on, but...
No, Conor did do a good job. Those first 4 rounds, he was putting in work. He was just jabbing. Like Omar had said to me the next day, I think Conor left his left hand at the customs station in Dublin. Because
they got stopped for being a deadly weapon. They're like, you can't bring this overboard, sir. You have to keep it. I don't know what happens. He gets a pass for it in MMA. Shit. Listening
to Conor talk after the fight, like, I just think that he knew that he was gonna gas, and he was kind of like trying to pace himself, but he couldn't anyway. Like it's tough, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, he did do good. Except, did you guys know Conor actually knew how to take the back? Because he was doing a pretty goddamn good job.
Yo, I'll say this.
He was crazy with that. He was Marcelo Garcia.
I'll say this. He was trying to turn the corner and create that angle for the left, and every time he did it, Floyd turned against it, and he ended up... And, like, Floyd was smart with that, man. Like, they both had a role in that. There wasn't one in the other. It was like, Floyd knows that he tries to turn the corner, so every time he stepped that way, Floyd turned the opposite way, and he had his and then he just ducked down, and the ref broke it up every time. He was forcing those dirty punches.
Yeah. It was a very smart way to do that. Like, any rule set where you can't hit to the back like that.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, many moons ago with the taekwondo I did, it was the same deal. If you caught people in the back, they would stop the action. So eventually,
and it was also,
some folks, it was terrible.
It was a good way for Floyd to make Conor look like he was fighting dirty too, because I'm not saying Conor was throwing the punches, but I think Floyd knew if he puts him in that position, that will happen. Let this guy.
All right. Well, what about the hammer fist?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. When Floyd is knowing, like, I'm going to get this guy to fucking do some dumb shit, but I know it's going to be low risk. He's not taking an elbow. He's not taking a kick to the ribs. You know what I mean? Like, it was fucking cheesy hammer fist. That was nothing. Floyd
but let me
was
tell you
willing to take that. Floyd fought brilliant.
No, he did. But everybody's bashing that ref because of the 10th round, which is fucking bullshit, and we'll get to that in a little bit. That ref could have taken points. Yeah, but that ref could have taken points from Conor in almost every round that he was in, with the rabbit punches and things like that.
I remember Holyfield said this. He was like, you get like 4 warnings before they start taking points. He was like, use your warnings. Fuck that. Couldn't take points right away. You got to warn him.
Conor had 4 warnings in the third round.
I don't think so. Floyd was getting warned too for ducking. You know what I mean? Like, Floyd was causing a lot of it, and that was Conor's argument in the ring. They were both talking to the ref about the other guy. Like, Conor would get talked to, and then he'd be like, but he's fucking ducking. Like, what do you want me to do? And Floyd was just using his experience, man. Floyd fought fucking really smart and used the little things that he had way better than I thought it was going to work against a guy like Conor. I'm not even going to say I thought. I knew Conor had a chance, and I was banking on that chance. And I'm willing to take all the said heat.
No, you know what's crazy to me? Like, it's funny. This is a perfectly balanced panel because you have Tommy going, can't stand Conor. You're more in Conor's camp, and I try to be more of a centrist. But what I don't really understand is how anybody's taking that Conor brought to the fight. Like, if you really roll it back, the man's not a professional boxer. He had no professional experience. He stepped up to the plate and tried to take on, what is considered by most one of the best of the generation, if not the best of all time. I have Julio Cesar Chavez a little higher up than that, but you know what? You can call me a Hispanic Homer. We can talk about that down the road. Right?
I'm going to have to.
Julio Cesar Chavez lost. He lost.
But it doesn't matter. He fought everybody.
Because he fought 400 million more people. I think he fought 13
he fought everybody,
in a Tijuana bar. All right, no, but it's crazy. What are you taking away? Why? Where's the hate coming from? And I was talking to Tommy about this before the show. Where's the hate coming from in terms of like, hey, let's give the devil his due, so to speak. If you have to give it grudgingly, still give the man some props. He did a
Bro,
lot
do
of
you
good
think
things.
that I wanted to? Do you think I wanted to say Floyd fought brilliant? I'm giving this guy all the compliments, and I'm identifying what he did right. It's why is it so hard for a guy to identify what the other guy did right? He lost. It's like it should be easier, you know, like.
Exactly.
You see, for me,
you know,
well, you guys know how I feel. Obviously,
Yeah.
You know how I feel. But
you're the fucking hate in your blood, bro.
Wait
you
a
got
minute.
that. And I don't mean hate like hate. I mean like hater.
No.
You got hater in your blood.
I wouldn't have reacted the way I did afterwards if it wasn't for those Conor fans that think he is the end-all, be-all, and he was just going to walk right through Floyd. All the shit that they were talking, because I was in a group of 40 of them. They were waving the friggin' Irish flags, and I was laughing
Bro,
loud
you gotta fucking, you can't let, I'm going to explain something to you, and those people are so necessary for the sport and for what is going on. Like, not everybody could be knowledgeable as we are. We've been watching this for a really long time. You know, like, I think that it's almost in a sense, like, for the growth of the sport's sake, it's almost time to, like, give these fucking fans a break. You know what I mean? Like, I know people suck, but people are stupid with everything, dude. It's not just MMA.
I know, but they remind me of a mix of Cowboy fans and Jets fans, like, rolled into one.
That's a horrible.
Yo, and Tommy, how about this? I'm a Yankee fan, and I always say I fucking hate Yankee fans. I am one. I'm the biggest Yankee fan, but I fucking can't stand how, you know, and I don't mean just because of you with the A-Rod thing. I know you hated A-Rod. I'm just saying in general, like, you know, like you go to a game and fucking look around you, and I'm like, oh my God, these people suck. You know, I can't help it.
But I'll never take away. I won't take away what Conor did. You know, I gave him 1 through 4 and 8. That's what I gave Conor. I gave him 1 through 4 and 8.
And the fifth round was up for grabs, man. Like I know that was the closest round that I gave Conor was the 5th.
Well, Floyd won it at the end. He just started.
Yeah, but
like
Conor was touching him. I think that uppercut landed in the 5th.
No, that uppercut landed early on.
I don't know, man. I'm telling you, I think Conor's best punch was early in the 5th, and Conor hurt Floyd to the body in the 10th.
That he did.
Yeah.
That he did. You got to also, you know, kind of give him the due there. Do I think a big part of the controversy, quote unquote, that is when you look at some of the scorecards for some of the 3 judges scorecards, some of the judging I don't quite figure out, guy. Like, Tommy, maybe you can educate me on this. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, no, I don't know either, bro. It was. I hate going by the judges' scorecards because, I mean, you just never know. Like, you look at when Lennox Lewis fought Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield lost that fight from pillar to post.
Yes.
But because he was a Don King guy, somehow he ended up winning that fight. Now, granted, Lennox Lewis won it back in the rematch, but still, when it comes to the judges in boxing, it's 100 times worse than it is in MMA. 100 times worse.
There's a lot more corruption, collusion, weirdness, just outright fuckery.
Which is why that fight needed to end in a knockout or a TKO from either guy. It didn't matter, either Floyd or Conor.
Yeah.
It needed to end that way.
I could co-sign that. I could co-sign that too, because I would have been one of those dudes. Fucking, even if Conor lost, which, you know, he probably was gonna get knocked down, but I had Conor winning 6 rounds and like maybe 5. I'll admit 5 or 6, but I'm giving him 6 because I'm a Conor fan. So fuck everybody.
No, he had a good fight. He did. He put on a better fight. Honestly, he put on a better fight than I had anticipated he was going to do going into the later rounds. But Floyd started going at Conor's body a little bit, and Floyd started moving forward, and Conor was moving back. And you could tell, especially at the end of that 5th round, when Conor was breathing with his mouth open, you knew he was coming close to the end.
Once I seen Conor start backpedaling, I was like, fuck. And everybody in the room was like, he's tired. I was like, no, he's not. But I was like, yeah, he is, in my head. That sucks.
And I'm sorry, but that was not an early stoppage in the 10th. You got to look into the factors that were going into
the rules.
That.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna.
Standing 8 count. You know,
that's
no
the biggest one.
That
Count. Validates it. That's the only thing that validates it to me.
Well, no, it's not just that. It's not just that.
I don't
remember the video.
Maybe I'm just too used to MMA. Like, this dude wasn't out. I've never seen them stop a fight in MMA because the guy's tired.
I know, but
that's fucking crazy.
The point that I'm trying to make here is it was 11 unanswered punches, and just like
yeah, but
video,
it wasn't in a combo, dude. It wasn't like.
I know that, but just like the video that I had put out on Saturday, Conor was already on a short leash with the commission because of what happened with Tim Hague. You heard about the reports. I know it's apples and oranges.
Yeah, and that's
different guys.
If that's the case.
You know, they're two different guys, but the commission is what dropped the ball on Tim Hague because Tim Hague was his own management and he was his own corner. Like, it was all on him. The commission dropped the ball and given this guy a fucking license when his head had nothing left in it. So Conor was already on a short leash with that, 100%. And there were still 2 minutes left in that round, so by hook or by crook, Conor was going down in that 10th. Whether or not he was going to get back up, maybe finish the fight, it wasn't going to end any other way than it already ended. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think Conor, the only way he survived is if he fucking took a knee, and that would have made it a 10-8 round. So even if I had Conor winning 6 rounds, you know, he was going to lose by that knockdown, you know, because Floyd was definitely shutting him out the rest of the fight. So it's like, I'm not bitter. I'm not like, yo, Conor got robbed. I'm just saying it was a weak stoppage. It's a, you know, and based on the fact that he wasn't dazed, he wasn't at risk of anything other than just exhaustion, which I guess is, you know, but I'm talking like I've just never seen that in MMA before. I've seen a guy get TKO'd and they let him take the TKO because he was tired and he couldn't defend himself anymore, so they let the guy finish him. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what though? If you're gonna Monday morning quarterback it, if you know, as a Conor fan that you are, you should be happy that it ended in a TKO instead of him getting knocked out.
I'm not blind to that fact.
No, not
one
you.
bit. But
I'm not talking about you. I mean a Conor fan in general. You know what I mean? Like, because if he's gonna. To me, it would have looked worse if he got knocked out. Because if he got knocked out, I think that would have been a little bit more detrimental for MMA than it was with just a TKO. Because, I mean, he went to the 10th. Whether you could say Floyd kind of carried it or not, I think Floyd was just finding Conor's timing.
Dude, there was no
rounds.
carrying it. Floyd was fucking sticking to a strict game plan. That was his plan. He thought he would get him out in the 6th or 7th. He said it, and he was like, but he hung in there longer than I thought he would. That's what Floyd said. So, you know, there was no Floyd carrying anything. This is a fucking fight, dude. You're going to risk getting knocked out. Like, Floyd is not stupid. He's not 50-0 because he doesn't train for guys and he takes everybody serious. I said that a long time ago. Floyd's taking this shit serious. He's not thinking like everybody else, like he's going to walk through this guy. And if he does, he's going to train to do that. You know, he's not going to just breeze through Conor in his head.
Well,
you
now
know,
let me
he took
pose
it serious.
this
He didn't carry shit.
Yeah. Well, let me pose this question to you. Do you think Conor would have benefited more from bringing in maybe a Zab Judah? I know Andre Berto already said no because of what happened with Paulie, but don't you think it would have been better suited for Conor to bring in somebody who's fought Floyd already, maybe even Sugar Shane Mosley, somebody who had success against Floyd, or even Oscar?
Yeah.
Well, no, Oscar wouldn't do it, but I mean, he brought Paulie Malignaggi in there just to embarrass the guy. I think that might have hurt him a little bit.
I don't know that it hurt him at all, man. I just think that it wouldn't have mattered. I think Conor has his sparring partners. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to fight a fucking former pro or a future. You don't need to fight those guys to get better in the gym. You know that. You know what I mean? Like, the better guys you train with, yeah, but, like, I get it. But what would they do? Is Shane Mosley going to mimic Floyd? I don't think so. you know,
but
like
he could at least help Conor in a lot of Floyd's movements and stuff like that, and what Floyd likes to do in the fight, rather than bringing in Paulie, who's looks like he's been sitting there eating healthy sandwiches, and out of
sparring
shape.
Partners aren't coaches though, so it's like they might give a tip here and there, and you might learn something boxing them, but your coaches are coaching you. You know, so, like, what are they going to really do? Are they going to come in and change Conor's whole game plan up with a couple words of advice? You know, so I understand what you're saying, just for possible experience and different looks from a guy that's fought Floyd.
That's who.
Yeah, if he had Sensei, then he would be fucking golden.
He'd be fucking,
you know what else I'm surprised at? Freddie Roach didn't throw his hat in the ring to help
Freddie
Conor
Roach
out.
hasn't shut the fuck up about.
Yeah,
fuck all those guys, man. Like, honestly,
the hat, he couldn't throw it far enough. It kept flopping.
Yeah.
To the side.
All right, but we're gonna
because he does not like Floyd at all. Like Freddie Roach,
he does not like Conor.
Like Floyd one
he was
bit.
talking crazy. Yo, all these cats were talking crazy shit about Conor, and Conor actually said in the post-fight interview, in a presser, he was like, "Yo, the boxing world straight up disrespected me." And then I seen people saying, "Well, he disrespected boxing by thinking that he could beat Floyd." No, bro, believing in yourself and selling a fight is not disrespecting boxing. He did boxing a fucking favor. Are you kidding me?
Well, you know what though, like you said, these guys are standing up for the guys that you mentioned, Chris, that aren't making the money that Conor made in this fight and should be making that kind of money. I mean, all at the end of the day, Conor's going to clear about $128 million for his first fight as a pro boxer. There's guys that have been, but there's guys that have been fighting.
Yo, it's called the man, my friend.
I understand that, but you can't blame these boxers for being upset, especially if they never made that kind of a payday.
I absolutely can, because none of those guys are putting in the kind of work behind, outside of the training that Conor's putting in, and that's just the facts. Nobody has the following. Nobody has the balls to say the things that he says, and most times back him up, or at least go out on his shield trying. You know, like.
He did his thing. He definitely did. I give credit where credit's due with certain guys. I wouldn't give CM Punk credit if you fucking paid me, but I give credit where it's due. And Conor was doing all right, and till Floyd said, "All right, it's my turn now," and then just Conor didn't have an answer. But that's the difference in experience, the difference in skill. The boxer versus the MMA guy.
As soon as Floyd pushed Conor in the back, in my head it flipped. I was like, Conor, I actually had just got done posting something like, Floyd needs to win every round to win, because I had Conor up 5-0 at that point, right? And like he pushed him at the end of the round, and I had just got done posting that, and I was like, or he needs to win every round or KO him, and that's or like TKO him, and I didn't post that part of it, but I thought that as soon as he pushed him. And I was like, damn, man, like I got to stop with these heat of the moment posts because I'm going to have to answer to all of them. It's like very dangerous to have my phone in my hand when I'm that emotional about something because you make fucking crazy statements. And then you get to look back at it and you're like, damn, man, like I don't even think like that. I was just pissed. And it happens. But fuck, I'm still salty about the fight. I'm not going to lie. Like people say like, oh, did you really think? Yeah, motherfucker, I really did think. And I'm not ashamed to say that because I'm a Conor fan.
I don't understand. Like, there's a ton of folks, and I love the 2-minute warning crew. I really do, but I'm gonna shout them out flat out. You know what I mean? Like, what's with this hatred in terms of like, oh, who the hell thought? Listen, hindsight is a glorious, glorious thing. Do you know how many better decisions I would have made in my life if I was able to go back and be like, oh, how do you think that was gonna be a good idea, Omar? Yeah, go fuck yourself. Number one, and number two, how really you're gonna think that? You're going to come back and say, how dare you think that something should... No. We're
did you really... I can't believe anybody... It's so fucking... Such a pompous thing to say and arrogant. And I'm going to start getting crazy on people and start finding quotes about them actually posting, like, the possibilities of it happening. And, not naming any names, but...
The Internet's a generous place, Chris. And Tommy, I know you'll agree as well. And it's a generous and vast and giving place. And you can find a lot of things. So now next time somebody tries to say, hey, listen, I think the Spurs are going to annihilate so-and-so, I'm going to go back and be like, how dare you think this Spurs
And I even called everybody out, bro, and said things like, I'm not going to be the guy that says I think Conor's going to win. But I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Like, because that's hedging my bet. I'm fucking picking a guy. And, me being wrong about one fight does not change the fact that, I'll say this again, that I still know more than everybody.
I love that.
Especially Tommy.
You said that, and I was like, oh, this guy's he's going in. It's the ravishing Rick Rude again of the Pride.
Well, you
couldn't
know more than me because I said. Yeah, well, you couldn't know more than me because I said Conor wasn't winning the fight. So I think I got you there.
God. Yeah, we're one fight doesn't mean shit, Tommy. Like come on, let's be real here.
On that note,
we should do a game show. We should do a game show where
Carla,
me against Tommy, MMA knowledge.
Who do we got on the phone here, guys?
Hey, boys. Guess who it is?
Jency.
Oh boy.
What's up, fuckers?
Damn, I got two of my I guess we've been home team for about 3 weeks now with this Conor thing, but I think it's better me and her go back to being rivals like me and Tommy with the Nick Diaz.
You know what? Maybe us joining forces really is the thing that tilted the universe and totally did Conor in. I'm willing to take the blame for it.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
You go back to Team Diaz, and I'll go back to fuck the Diaz brothers.
That's what I'm talking
You
about.
know what? Speaking of Team Diaz, why was Nick Diaz trying to pick a fight with retired old ass Brendan Schaub?
It wasn't Nick Diaz, bro. It was Nate.
It was Nate.
Yeah.
And Nate, here's what it is, bro. Nate fucking punches everybody's juice card who pops shit about him. It doesn't matter if you're a radio guy. That's who he is. And Brendan Schaub said something about Nate regarding the Conor fight, saying he got hit easy, blah blah blah. And Nate was like, "Fuck you, you're a bitch," and that's just how that went.
Then what did he say? I want to get a transcription of it. What did he say about his career or some bullshit? Didn't he rag on Brendan's career too? I was like, oh Jesus. Oh.
Yeah, he did go there. And Nate, honestly, standing next to Schaub, looked like he would kick the dude's ass, and he's supposedly a lot smaller than him. He didn't look much smaller than him. I'm being honest.
Well,
he
that's probably
really
because
didn't.
he hasn't signed a fight contract in a year now. I mean, if Nate's feeling so jumpy,
and you know the crazy part? He's gonna fight Conor next, and so he doesn't have to, because that's what's gonna happen.
Well, I mean, what
you think Conor's coming back? I love that you think Conor's coming back. That's cuter than a
dick.
Bro,
come on, man. The fuck you think this guy's not coming back?
I'm with Tommy on this one. That motherfucker, he's sailed up.
Ooh,
you know what he's
we got to make some type of bet.
He's coming back to find the Black Pearl. That motherfucker's sailing off the edge of the world.
I can't believe that you think that this guy is the prime of his fighting career is going to just go out on an L in boxing. You're fucking out of your mind.
He just made $127 million.
I'll say that again.
To that.
Hey,
motherfuckers spend money as they make money. He needs more money. Come on, man.
Hey, Diaz boy.
What's up?
As a Diaz fan, aren't you kind of disappointed that he's completely selling out and going against everything he's always said that he doesn't like about MMA, and that he's only holding out for one fight? And that
Jency's coming out with a low.
You're going to start me up. I love it.
Now
Go ahead.
his legacy is going toward he's that guy that keeps fighting Conor. He's that guy that keeps fighting Conor. And how many times did we say we didn't want to see Ronda Rousey and Miesha Tate again? Or how many times did we say we didn't want to see Tito and what's his face?
There is nothing like a trilogy. Yeah, you want to know why? Because they were fucking ass whoopings from hell all times. We know what's going to happen if Joe Benavidez and Mighty Mouse fight for a 16th time, right? So nobody gives a fuck about that. But one guy choked the one guy out, and the other one beat him in a decision where he almost lost that one too. So this one's got intrigue to it. It's a lot different. And Nate Diaz is must-see TV. Conor's must-see TV. I don't know. I could watch these guys fight every card, and love it.
Yeah,
but
I'm a Conor fan, and I don't even want to see it. I don't have an interest in it at all.
Because you have an interest in his career going a lot longer than it would if he fought Nate Diaz every time he fought. Because that's a fucking tough out.
A lot of people are saying Conor's jumping the line and Conor's not fighting people, but you're sitting here and saying that he should just keep fighting the same guy and ignore everyone else that's standing in line, and that's just kind of counterproductive to all the people involved in it.
I'm sorry.
Here's my point. I don't give a fuck about all those guys.
Nate Diaz does not deserve a title shot.
Fuck those guys.
No,
does not deserve one.
No.
He doesn't deserve one.
Those guys aren't going to entertain me. I'm worried. I care about my entertainment. The integrity of this sport has zero to do with my decisions. So I want to be entertained. I mean. And the best fight for me to watch is Nate and Conor. The build-up would be the best.
I feel like you're a selfish lover too, because it's just like all about what you want.
No,
not about what anyone else wants. You can't satisfy anyone else.
Yo, she's going in.
She's got the gloves off. She's coming in with the elbows.
I love it. Yo, you know what the crazy part is? I fucking love both guys, so it's like weird because I have a tough time watching them two fight each other.
I bet you just have a boner the whole time, huh?
I'm going to edit that, Chris. It's going to be, I'm going to take out both from that statement.
Yeah. I love guys. I fucking love guys. And there would be a pause. It would be like, I fucking love guys.
I'm not a selfish lover. I love guys.
That's the fucking cooler Casanova over there.
The cooler.
I just picture him with like some candles lit, and he's watching the fight by himself, a little massage oil maybe by himself, just like, oh yeah, Conor
got Sting playing in the background.
No, I got the Vision Quest soundtrack in the background.
Hey, you know what? He's wearing what Floyd walked out in, just looking like a gimp, ready for it.
Looking like a bathroom stall wall.
like a sweet plate, just ready.
What was
that has to
all
be
about?
the best Snapchat ever. That is the best Snapchat ever. The guy's got hundreds of millions of dollars, and he comes out walking out like a glory hole.
I know,
yeah.
right?
Wow.
That's crazy. What was that all about?
The internet will never fail. The internet,
no.
A cruel but hilarious place.
Oh,
Oh,
I mean, he looked like he just got done robbing a 7-Eleven, for Christ's sakes. That's what he looked like.
Yes, but in like fabulous fashion, because he had zippers and stuff too. So he was like high fashion robber right there.
Yo, and what happened with Conor? I mean, I said this before, but where was Conor's fucking? Didn't he have like a Versace fucking or some type of crazy?
Yeah, you know what?
Walkout robe that he just rocked the flag.
Yeah, he talked about that at the post-fight presser. He said that he had this amazing, is actually I guess it was fur, and it actually trailed behind him where it would like go on the ground, like all king shit, like super gnarly. But he said at the last minute he put it on. He said all he wanted to do was just rock the flag. He's just so proud of his country and his people for coming and supporting him and everything. So he just walked out in the flag.
Yeah, well, props to Conor again.
That entire place was pro Conor.
It was.
That entire place was pro Conor.
There haven't been that many Irish people like coming over en masse to Vegas since potatoes
since the Civil War.
Fucking up.
Pretty much.
Conor McGregor they won't even let him not fight. They're gonna pay him so much money, just like the town will start being like, yo, we'll kick in. Like this guy's gonna fucking. You think that he's not fighting? You're crazy.
It'll be
he
like
brings too much.
He
brings too much.
Boom every single
time.
time.
Like he's a stimulus package in his own fucking right. For what he does. That's why they even got the sanction, bro. Are you kidding me? They would never sanction a 0-0 fighter in Vegas unless they were going to make fucking billions of dollars.
So I got to ask Diaz boy, how would Nate Diaz do against Floyd Mayweather?
Oh, he's way too big.
Well, I know. I figured that too. I figured that Floyd would never sign on for that. But if by some miracle of God that were to happen in your wildest dreams,
I'd rather see like Canelo and Nate. And Canelo would get fucking murked.
I think Floyd would eat him up. He'd get inside him.
I think that.
What's his name? Cotto was bigger than Floyd, and Floyd fucked him up. Sorry, Omar.
Yeah, but Nate Diaz almost looked. Nate Diaz almost looked as big as Brandon Schaub. Like, he's fucking big right now. He's probably like.
Well, yeah, because he hasn't fought for like a year. So, like, if he gets a short notice fight, I'm sure his excuse will be that he hasn't been training.
No, he'll fight at 185.
I don't think he's fighting at lightweight his next fight. But he might. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't know how much he weighs.
He's missed weight before, so I don't see him getting older.
Yeah, but that was no. Stop. He was injured in that fight. You could tell right from the jump.
Oh, Jesus
against RDA, he missed weight by 6 pounds. He didn't miss weight. He couldn't fucking do cardio.
So why doesn't Dana pay him more and let him jump up to light heavyweight? Because they need help at light heavyweight. Nate could pull that off probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
How about this? He probably would choke out a couple of the light heavyweights. He probably beat Shogun at this point. And he's like ranked number 5.
I want him to see him choke out Ozdemir because we need to get off the hype train. That dude.
And you know what? Nate would fight them all too. That's the best part about it. He actually would.
So now that we've jumped into the light
in the street
division,
though, not in the octagon.
Let's talk about fucking Johnny Boner Jones.
Oh
what
shit!
The actual fuck? What the actual fuck?
I'm just sad, man.
I mean, I'm happy for DC. I'll say that because fuck John Jones.
You know how I feel? I feel like when I was, I don't know, like 12, and I found out priests touch kids and shit in the Catholic Church. I was more sad than and disappointed than angry.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh shit.
I'm not. I had no emotion because I expected it, and I'm not going to say I expected that this time, but I eventually expected something. Not with the priest. Easy.
Wait, I got.
I got something. Do I have any confessions to make? No.
Yeah.
I got a couple things to say about that actually. First of all, your boy Jason made the post and he was saying, "Oh, Conor's not going to go back because if you never defend the belt, you can't lose it." And I said, John Jones has found a way to lose the belt without worrying about that. He's found a whole other method of going about that. I'm not surprised. I feel like Jones fans and they just are in this like abusive relationship where they just keep getting shit all over and lied to and manipulated, and they get the hopes up.
Girls always make it about relationships.
That's just how I feel like it is. It just feels like really sad every time I see grown men sticking up for this man that's a father, and he's got a beautiful fiance. He's a role model in his own home, let alone a role model to other people's kids.
No, you're right 100%. Unfortunately, I have to agree with you.
Oh,
again. Jesus.
So do you guys
What's going
think
on? Is it a full moon tonight?
Do you think that's it? Do you think he's done?
It's the eclipse.
Do you think Dana? Do you think Dana never books him again after his fucking 3-year suspension?
You know my thoughts. He's fighting again because he's fucking money in the bank. He's fighting because
he's money in the bank, but he's not a top earner. He does have a lot of fans, and he does make money, and people do tune in, but he's not the top earner. And I would say that how do you keep him and then still have any kind of legitimacy as to how you discipline your other, contracts?
We're talking about Dana White.
You know what's legit? Exactly. It's a fight promoter. He's a bald-headed Barnum and Bailey promoter, and they have a mortgage to pay. You know what's legit?
And to your point, and to your point about like him not being an earner, he had a Nike sponsorship. He had all these crazy things and he threw it all away. Yeah, but my point is, after the DC fight, he was back on top. He was the pound for pound. People were calling him the GOAT after one fight. And I'm like, yo, this guy already got popped for juice. If this was another fucking sport, he would be blackballed. Like baseball, get called juice and you can't be in the Hall of Fame. This guy was GOAT after one fight. So he was about to make crazy money. If he fought Stipe or if he fought Brock, he was going to make millions that fight.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
And the reason why I say it is because
I'm still trying to get a Ryzen fight signed for John Jones and Amir.
Anyone?
I'm working that angle to get that fucking signed.
Right.
Get Tyler out there.
Because where else is he going to go for 3 years? He's going to sit around and just train. He's got to do something.
He's going to do super fights and jiu-jitsu. He's going to grapple and shit.
He's
just going to do fucking drugs.
That's the only thing that you can really do is go overseas because he's going to be, for 3 years, he's not going to be able to participate out here.
No,
he's got to go there.
I think that there's like a thing where you can suspend a guy longer if he goes and fights overseas. It like puts a suspension on pause.
Yeah.
He might have to
suspend him longer. He'll make
not if he's dropped. If they drop him from the contract. If they drop him from the contract.
If you think that the UFC is going to drop him from the contract, please, he might win an appeal. He might get back in a year.
Yeah, you better watch what you call. You were about to call me some names. I
wasn't going to call you anything. I was going to say you're crazy. And then I refrained.
He was going to call you half a Momo. He's going to go Joey Diaz.
Don't you think if John Jones jumped over to Ryzen, he would triple their fucking revenue to where guys could go over there and make a hell of a lot more money.
Yeah, but who the fuck is he going to fight, bro?
Guys,
nobody's going to just go follow John Jones.
He's black.
Nobody gives
a
fuck.
Gabby Garcia fought a 50-year-old woman.
John Jones could fight Gabby Garcia.
Who actually watched Gabby fight?
Gabby would win.
Well, that was on a pretty big card. A lot of people watched it.
I want to see Nate. I want to see
Nate for the freak show.
And John Jones.
Stop it.
Oh shit.
No, don't try to tell me that you didn't watch Gabby Garcia. But Jency, just as a connoisseur of the sport, I know you watched it. You might have watched.
I didn't actually. I watched her first fight when she windmilled, and I was like, no, fuck this bitch. Go back to jiu-jitsu. There's no way. Stop.
Some horrendous punches. Oh, sweet Lord.
Well, Ryzen needs a big star. They need a big star. And, you know, if John Jones is going to be on the shelf for 3 years, go over to Ryzen.
Hey, you know, Ronda Rousey's not busy these days. Maybe she could go over there.
No, she's going to be in WWE. She was just on a promo in WWE. She's going to wrestling where she always wanted to go.
She needs Paul
where
Heyman
she'll make triple the amount of money. She'll make triple the amount of money that she was making in the UFC, and they could book her to be the undefeated women's champion. She's going to make triple the amount of money.
Yeah, and it's a shame because I'll never watch a single one because I can't even sit through like 10 minutes of wrestling, so that sucks.
She might even kick her own husband's ass. She might even kick her own husband's ass.
She might do that in the bedroom at home. You never know.
We're talking about gimps, right, gents? We're talking about gimps. You know, my boy waits and has dinner on the table for Mama when she gets every single night. Oh boy, there's no way. She's like the Dominican.
Even dresses real pretty.
That's what I'm saying. She's like the Dominican man in that relationship. Like, mira, all right, mami quiere mofongo. That's what you have.
Do you think Ronda makes Travis put on lipstick and like a fucking maid's outfit in the house, and she sits there with a beer and sweatpants on the fucking couch?
I don't think she makes him. I think he wants to.
I think so. We all saw that thong picture, right?
Yeah, no. Did you see the? I'm not even gonna say it because it's terrible. So I'll just refrain.
Say it.
Yeah, no, I've actually said this before. That picture that got leaked of Ronda's vagina, and I was like, "Who are you talking about, Travis Brown?" There's plenty of pictures of him, and
oh Lord.
And it is terrible because it sucks that happened to her because that's not cool. But
Ronda and her calamity.
That said, it did happen, so I have no choice but to make comedic, references to it.
That's fine. It's fair game.
I didn't leak the picture.
Right?
I didn't leak the picture, but it sucks for her that it leaked.
It's probably Brandon Schaub. That fool's so jaded over there.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. He was so mad. That was the last time I think Travis actually looked good in a fight because he was fighting for honor, like Ronda's honor.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get a little 2-minute warning after dark here. The way Ronda's clam looked, Brendan must be pretty fucking small below the belly there. Is it, I'm just
below the belly. This guy,
the big brown
Travis letdown. Have you seen
the big brown letdown?
Have you seen Travis in the Speedo? I mean, I'm not sure that she made a step up in that department just from that picture.
Oh my God, these gentlemen are like 6'5" and 6'7". What's going on here?
Let's do a little after dark here, okay? I'll take it one step further. Judging on the photo evidence of leaked Ronda's, I'm not sure there's not a lot of assault and battery going on in the right way. He does the wrong type of assault and battery, which is he actually hits his ex-wife.
That is all hearsay.
That's almost as bad as a fighter getting a quarter chub during a fucking weigh-in.
Exactly.
Conor had a quarter chub fucking at the weigh-ins with Floyd.
He had
a fully, bro. That shit.
That was so. All right, that's the last snake that St. Patrick didn't.
I was gonna say, that shit had me laughing my ass off. The comments under that picture were, we know where Conor got his extra 2 inches of reach. Like, there was so many.
My Lord.
That shit had me dying.
I got to ask you because the one thing I noticed after I noticed that was that Floyd still kept his hands right down there, right in the mix of Conor and his member being right there. And I was thinking,
oh
you
my
want to move your hands away from where that thing's just flopping around. But then I don't know. You also want to protect the goods, so the member doesn't touch your member, right? I mean, what do you do as a man?
Yeah,
I'm trying to. You want me to see cack and balls, like?
I mean, I don't know how I'd react because I wouldn't be expecting some dude to have a boner standing in front of me.
No, I'm letting my dick
squaring off for a fight
and making that other dick shrink. Yeah, listen, I run Burger Town.
So wait, was Connor on the same PEDs as John Jones? Is that what you're saying, Chris?
What?
Connor's on the same PEDs as John Jones?
No,
he's major against that. What are you talking about? I'm major against steroids. Everybody's on steroids.
It looks like he does not need dick pills. It looks like he just gets very excited very easily.
Well,
we have another.
How about
caller.
Nick Diaz's tweet? I'll get to that in a second.
Caller, you're on.
What's going on? Bob here.
How you doing, Bob? It's good to hear from you, buddy.
What's up, Bob?
What's going on? How's it going, everybody? So I think I'm backtracking a little. I missed a little of the show, but I just wanted to address, I definitely think Conor is going to fight again. He said that he gets the itch to fight. His wife even said she sees him up at 3 a.m. in the morning, shadow boxing in his underwear. I really think he loves fighting, and he will be back.
Automatically,
we were just talking about Conor in his underwear.
In the underwear. Automatically, it goes right back to that.
Oh, God.
That was perfect. How that led in. That wasn't planned, and that was absolutely gold right there. Did you see Nick Diaz's tweet where he was like, "Yo, there's no excuse for a guy that weighed in first to weigh in his underwear. I mean, to square off in his underwear. Like, get dressed, dude." Like,
with his dick out.
I agree with Nick on that one. Connor, put your pants on. But
so, Bob, you really think he's going to fight again after making $128 million and he could just sit at home and do nothing?
I mean, I do. I mean, he said he was sitting there talking about. He said he's going to rent a 100-foot yacht for just a day. He said he's not going to buy one. He's going to return it and party. And he said he's not damaged and he'll be back soon. I think they may have made him sign a contract. Like, we'll let you box, but you have to return because they probably saw this coming. The big payday and him possibly getting out.
You know why I think he's renting that 100-foot yacht? He's renting that yacht for Artem. Hey, Artem, this is what you could have been if you didn't suck. That's why.
Stop talking about Artem. I'm gonna go right ahead and say Artem's irrelevant, other than the fact that he is like James Bond of bodyguards, man. Did you see? He's all over it. You can't get to Conor because Artem's gonna hit you first. But that's besides the point.
Yeah, but with a 12-13 record, if I'm
I ain't talking about his fucking record. I'm talking about his fucking ocular pat downs that he gives out across the fucking crowd. Everybody
gets checked. You guys think we're
gonna
see the Paulie? You guys think we'll see the Paulie video, the full thing?
No. I honestly don't think.
I hope so.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the boxing world is going to be that excited to see Conor come back to box. It's not going to be the payday that he made now. Conor's not going to be fighting any top boxers.
I'll tell you this: if Paulie starts calling for a Conor fight, Conor's just going to release it and be like, "There already was one. Here it is, guys. You can have it for free. I'm not letting this guy make $1 off of me."
I don't see that happening. But what I do see happening is, and I don't know if you guys, Bob, you too, if you guys all feel the same. Do you think maybe UFC is going to be kind of leaning away from Fox and these fight night cards and jumping on over to Showtime because Strikeforce had success in Showtime, and the numbers will probably be a lot better for the UFC on Showtime than they have been on Fox and Fight Night? What do you guys think?
Dana was sucking up to Showtime a lot in the post-conference. I could see it.
Especially with Invicta, because if you paid attention to the tweets going on because of the atrocious fucking undercard and main card that was going on in that fight, a lot of the tweets were saying if you want to see real fighting, watch Invicta on UFC Fight Pass. I would not be surprised to see UFC and Invicta on Showtime. I just wouldn't. I really wouldn't. And you know what? I think it would be great, honestly, because Fox isn't really doing them any favors. The numbers are really low. I think they would be great on Showtime.
And you just get away with so much more on cable. You know, the fighters curse in the interviews, and that's what kind of makes it, man. That's
no commercials, no fucking commercials in between rounds.
Yeah.
That pisses me off. I want to hear the corners. I want to hear what the corners are saying to the fighters.
I don't want to see the mic get pulled from Nate Diaz when he's in the middle of fucking going in on somebody verbally. Like that, that was the best call out ever. Got him the fight.
Yeah, but they have to put subtitles.
Bringing it all the way.
He mumbles when he talks. You know, he mumbles when he talks. They got to put subtitles.
I don't give a fuck. American Ninja, you know who the real fight is. It's me. You already punked those motherfuckers at the press conference.
He sounds like the ghetto cable guy. That's what he sounds like.
Whoa. Fucking racist.
Cool. I don't even know what the fuck a ghetto cable. What the fuck is
that? You know, cable guy with the lisp. He sounds like the fucking ghetto cable guy, like the cable guy.
Who the fuck you got hooking up your cable,
619.
Tommy? Where the fuck you live, Lakewood, bro?
Yeah.
There's no ghetto people hooking up cable in Lakewood, bro.
Yeah.
They all come in with the curls.
All right, Bob.
What's up?
You still got Bob?
No, of course.
I'm here.
What do you think?
Bob.
What do you think's next for Conor? Being that you think he's coming back.
What I think and what I want are two different things. I think they're going to push the trilogy, but I want him to defend the title. I'd really like to see the Khabib El-Kouke, or however you say it, fight. I'd love to see that. It got canceled a lot, and then I want to see Conor fight the winner. I'd also like to see Diaz take a fight before fighting Conor, but that's not going to happen.
No, because there's nobody that gets him out of bed, really. Like who? Who's he gonna fight? Alvarez? He fucking wiped the floor with these guys.
You know who gets him out of bed?
You ain't gonna get me to. I'll say that about anybody in Diaz.
Apparently, that's who gets him out of bed. Holy shit! Let's go back to talking about Conor's piece for a quick second here, guys. Jesus Lord, man. You know, but no, I think with what Bob is saying, think and want are two very different things. I'd love to see him just run through. You know, give a shot at Khabib as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Khabib is the best 160-pound fighter in the world. Is Conor going to go move up to fight him? I think maybe after he cleans out the division. But cleaning out the division means a third fight with Nate.
No, let me tell you something. If that fight is for the belt, Khabib will fucking stop eating for a month and make sure he gets down to 155 pounds.
What are you talking about, bro? He was about to be fighting for the belt, and he fucking
he was fighting for a fucking paper belt. Nobody wants to fight for the UFC participation trophy.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. He missed weight, you missed weight. I don't care. That's so unprofessional. If you're talking an interim title or a Conor fight, it doesn't matter. He wasn't making weight no matter who was signing on that contract that day. And if he did, he would have maybe gotten really hurt.
Of course it's unprofessional, but if that fight is happening in fucking Russia, Dana White will, like, bend over for Putin to just plow him in the ass for the money that they're going to fucking make for that fight.
Tommy. Dana White cannot hold Khabib's hand through his camp and his nutrition and his fucking workouts. He can't. All right? It's that simple. And Khabib doesn't live in Russia, so he's going to have to travel too. You know, he trained. I mean, I guess he would probably stay there for that camp, but
dude, for that fight, Khabib will make.
But that's detrimental. That would be. He'd be better at AKA because he'd get better training. Fuck that old school shit, man. That's why he ain't making weight.
But for the actual belt, Khabib would make sure he would make weight, and he would take Conor down 500 times, tie his hand behind his back, and punch his fucking
just so
head
we're
until
clear.
He looks like the
clear. Are you speaking that as fact or your opinion? Because that's definitely not a fact.
Fact.
Bro. So Khabib, Khabib is making weight. Like, that's just a fact now.
For a fucking title fight? His last name ain't fucking Davis.
God, bro. When you can't make a weight, do you think Conor can make 45 again?
No.
Not without. Well, no. Did you look at him at the fucking?
I asked you a question.
Like
I asked you a question.
No.
Do you think Conor can make 45 again?
No, but Khabib has made 55 without IVs. He's made it without IVs. And
Conor has made 45 without IVs. The Aldo fight, he didn't have an IV.
No,
Get the fuck out of here, bro. I'll bet you any money on that.
That fight against Aldo.
Aldo said, "I'm doing it anyway." That's what he said.
They still had IVs in that fight. They still had IVs in that fight.
We could check, but
of course
I
you
don't
don't
accept that one bit.
You check all you want.
mean,
I guarantee you they still had IVs.
If I'm wrong, I'll eat my words. I don't care. But I do not think I'm wrong about that.
Get some ketchup, a fucking knife, and a fork, because you're going to start eating.
Yo, I don't like ketchup. I don't like ketchup on my words, man. I don't put ketchup on my words.
I thought you were Republican, Chris. I thought you liked ketchup.
Just my French fries.
No. The no IV started last October. The fucking fight with Aldo was fucking almost 3 years ago. 3 years ago. So they still had IVs back.
3 years ago, he was fighting like Diego Brandao.
Omar,
what the fuck are you talking
Omar,
about?
help me here. Was it 2 years ago?
He entered the UFC in 2013, bro. His first fight in the UFC was 2013. It's 2017 now. So he fought Aldo in a year? Think about
Probably
that.
Close to it.
2015.
No.
He had an ACL tear in there. He had fucking, come on, bro.
2015.
They still had IVs
2 years
back
ago.
then.
It's 2 years ago,
They
technically.
still had IVs then. So, no, he will not make 145 now, although he looked like he was 145 at the weigh-in. He looked like he was 145 at the weigh-in.
So Khabib got hospitalized. Conor never got hospitalized. You just don't think he could make a weight that he's made. I don't think he could make it anymore either, looking at him on the scale. I did up until Friday night, but there's no way I think Khabib is making 55 and being healthy.
But he's made it without IVs when he fought Michael Johnson, and he fucking pecker-slapped Michael Johnson. Pecker-slapped him.
Yeah. Michael Johnson's one of his biggest qualities as a fighter is getting pecker-slapped lately. So I don't really fucking care about Michael Johnson. You're telling me Michael Johnson wouldn't fucking get pecker-slapped by Conor? He would get knocked out early by Conor. It wouldn't be like, quit, because my fucking ground and pound isn't really that great. You know,
well, I can tell you
you're gonna have to quit because I can't put you out.
Conor wouldn't be taking the back against Khabib like he was taking against Floyd. That's for sure.
But you know how Khabib got rocked early in that fight? If Conor rocks him early in the fight the way Michael Johnson did, he doesn't make it through that. And he rattles his head up just like he did to Alvarez when he gets dropped in the first fucking exchange.
You're talking about a crazy Dagestani. He's probably been hit with a fucking bumper.
I'm talking about a fist hitting a chin. That's what I'm talking about. I don't give a fuck. Unless he's Justin Gaethje or whatever, and then look, that's what I'm saying, yo, how many times are you going to hit that dude clean and not be able to knock him out? Michael Johnson, talk about pillow hands.
Even though Michael Johnson was talked about as being one of the fastest and hardest hitters at 155, but that's okay.
Fastest.
Let's have Bob weigh in on the Jones situation. I want to pick his brain about this one as well. If you're still with us.
Oh
Bob.
man, I hope they find out that it was. I mean, I'm a Jones fan, so I'm hoping they find out that it wasn't anything illegal. I know the chances are he's getting suspension, but I really am hoping that he does. I hope it's nothing. I hope they find that it's something that was legal that was in it. But
no, they already know it was something that was illegal. They already know that. What was it, T-ball?
It was T-ball, brother. Yeah, I think.
Oh, they did. They addressed what it was. Okay, I didn't hear that. Yeah.
No,
all right.
It's bad, bro. I'm super sad. Like I'm saying, I only made half a joke with the whole Catholic priest touching bullshit.
I'm super excited about it, actually.
We're losing a great athlete. We're in his prime.
Fuck John
He's what,
Jones.
30 years old?
Yeah, but let me ask you something, Bob. Is he a great
idiot.
athlete because he's a great athlete, or is he a great athlete because he's been juicing his whole career? When we did our video cast on what was that, guys? Friday night? We did it Thursday night,
Wednesday,
whatever the hell it was. Wednesday. I was talking to a fighter who was a UFC fighter. Like I said before, I don't want to say his name because I don't want to get him in trouble. But he said to me, he goes, if you notice, in John Jones' first couple fights, he was good. He was good. But once he got his third and fourth fight in there, he was just fucking mowing people over. He might have been juicing his whole fucking career. So his skill set is unbelievable. His skill set's unbelievable, but he might have had that extra oomph because of juicing. I mean, look, a lot of people were doing it. I'm not completely against it. You know, I'm not going to be like Mark Hunt over here screaming and crying that, you know, PEDs are illegal. You should give me half your fucking purse. Even though
you're not a fighter, though, either. You're not fighting guys that are on it.
I was say, if I'm in the UFC and I'm clean, I would be pissed.
Yeah.
Mark
that's
Hunt
what I'm saying.
Mark
Hunt
fought guys on juice his whole fucking career, and that's why his record was as fucking poor as it was.
But the point is, they were making all this talk about cleaning up the sport, and he had to fight a guy that they actually made an exemption for. And, like, when he was in Japan, he was knowingly fighting these guys, and it wasn't like they were trying to hide anything. So, when you think, okay, now you know what? This is fucking cool. They're cleaning this shit up. And then all of a sudden you get signed to a fight, and you're like, wait, what? They're letting him just take steroids.
Man, let me tell you something. Without steroids, Brock Lesnar was still going to take Mark Hunt down, and he was still going to smother him. You know why? Because 265 pounds of a dude. You can't say Brock Lesnar's takedown is not unbelievably fast for somebody as big as he is.
Fuck that,
you can't tell me that.
Don't even give me that shit. This motherfucker's been taking steroids for the better part of his adult life. I don't want to hear that Brock is this and that.
And so did A-Rod.
Wait a second, but hold on. I have to jump in here and walk that back a little bit on Chris's part. I hate to do this, but when he was getting tested out the ass for the NCAA wrestling D1 tournaments, he was still smoking motherfuckers. The only dude that I know that gave him any sort of trouble, and you guys can fact check me on this, wasn't it fucking Cole Conrad, who was a polar bear of a man?
Yes.
But he was, and who said fuck Bellator's heavyweight division? I'm going to be a dairy commodities trader. But that's a whole nother story for something.
Yeah.
else.
But can I also explain to you that Brock Lesnar was fucking in his early 20s at the time? I said the better part of his adult life. Ever since he fucking was out of college, WWE, that motherfucker's been soft.
No, with WWE, yes. He was big with WWE. But, it still doesn't take away how fast he is for 200.
Honestly, I'm almost about at the point where I'm going to give Brock the Bader treatment. I won't even waste my time talking about Brock in MMA unless he's signed to a fight. Fuck Brock.
Brock was heavyweight fucking champion.
Yeah, bro, he was gifted a title
belt.
shot. What? Please. If anybody ever got a title shot with his fucking resume, everybody, if it was Conor, it would be like, are you kidding? Conor had to do 10 times more than Brock did. He's a bigger drug.
The difference with Lesnar is, not only did he win the belt, he successfully defended the belt. Can you say that about Conor?
Stop it. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Bob's on fire.
No, but you know what? Brock should have lost to Shane Carwin. They should have definitely given that. They should have stopped that fight. Talk about a bad no stoppage. How? He was fucking done, bro. He was. Talk about 11 unanswered punches. There was like 30.
It was the end of the round.
I don't give a fuck when it was. The ref isn't supposed to be looking at the fucking clock. He's reffing the fight as if there's a fucking 100 million seconds left in every fucking second of the fight.
It was the end of the round.
Fuck
and
that.
Then the next round comes out, and Brock fucking hits him with an arm and triangle choke, which I'm completely shocked Brock was able to do that.
Hey,
look, even though he did break somebody's arm with a
Brock won, but he should have got that fight should have been stopped in the first round based off of a lot of stoppages that I've seen.
Jiu-Jitsu, powerful Brazil Jiu-Jitsu right there. Shout out to Rodrigo Medeiros, who taught him.
Yeah, there you go.
Right, like that's how he learned it. And you know what? And Comprido's like smart enough to probably have only taught him that one move. He says, "Fuck it, you're huge, you're a big, like powerful guy. Let me teach you a good move that'll be." And fuck it, man, it works. Yes. Powerful.
You got Brock fucking front headlocking people into tap out.
Yeah. I know, that's what I'm saying. You get a snap down being Brock's size, and if you get your chest on the back of his head...
No, fuck Brock. I'm not giving him that, man. He's a fucking loser. He's a juice head. He's a cheater. And
so was A-Rod. What's your fucking point?
So was John Jones, apparently. I mean, we're starting to see
and
a
you
lot
know what
of
else? You know what else? He played on the fucking Vikings.
So is 92% of the country of Brazil.
I mean, he kind of played on the Vikings. He had a cup of coffee with the Vikings. That was about it.
Hey, that's fine.
He had a cup of coffee. That was about it.
You know? I mean,
yeah, but you know what? I still see Brock. I still see Brock in a Vikings uniform, and it's like I hate him even more. Like,
oh,
yeah, but you know what? How bad is that? Somebody his size could not play defensive end.
Oh my God! Could I explain this? This actually solidifies my point. Like, MMA is filled up.
Hey, wait a minute. Time out. Watch the way you fucking say this.
You better watch the way you interpret. You better watch the way you interpret my words, all right? Because I have solid gold intentions here and solid gold information.
Because we are not on camera. I can mute my mic and laugh my ass off as opposed to
solid gold. I'm going to back up my statement that motherfuckers were going in on me about. Brock Lesnar being a failed NFL player but a world champion in the UFC with, mind you, only a wrestling background, which plenty of football players have, right? He won a world title in the UFC, and he's a failed NFL player. What does that say? That if there's about 20 guys in the NFL that would win a belt with 5 years of training, heavyweight. 265-pound men that don't have to cut weight, right? What are you going to do to these men? What are you going to do if they're trained?
I think Clinton Dix should try fighting just so somebody can say, oh, Dix is on top. Dix is slamming it home.
Oh God! Yeah. There was that old fight where Michael Chiavello, and it was Darren Manis. His
Matt
last name
was
Manis. No, God, stop it. But it was yeah. Oh Christ, that went sideways. Forget it.
All right, guys, I got a question here for you before I have to go and get ready for a fantasy draft soon. But is there anything Conor can do to fix? He says he gets wobbly around halfway through a fight. Is there anything he can work on and train to fix that?
Get the fuck out of the camp that he's in.
Yeah.
Get out of the camp that he's in.
No.
You're out of your
elevation
mind.
too. No, elevation training, guys. No, and in all honesty, I want to address this at least scientifically before we, start lobbing pot shots at the whole fucking camp. Thank you, Tom.
Rounds.
Rounds, and also get to a camp where you're up in the mountains. Start doing.
Go to Big Bear in California.
Right,
it worked for Tito's career, right?
Yeah.
Rounds.
It somewhat. It did work.
You know what it is, man?
But you know what I heard? I heard being up in Big Bear made Matt Hamill's ears pop. That's what I heard.
Oh my God!
I fight Friday.
When did you start? Fuck, this is terrible.
No, I fight Friday.
Leave him alone. It made his ears pop.
Oh my God! When he got hurt, and Tito broke the news to him, and he was like, "No, I fight Friday."
But yeah, Bob. Honestly, to go back to what you were saying, yeah.
Sorry, Bob. We're a little nuts.
Yeah, elevation training is probably going to be the best thing for him. But it's funny with when he's in the cage, he gasses, but then he gets it right back. So,
Mexican blood transfusions.
And
that's another.
How about this? Dick pills, baby, juice, just to give him a fucking quick HGH pump.
No,
are you kidding me?
But yeah, I think his. But honestly, his conditioning for MMA is fine because he did that the 5 rounds with Nate, where you thought he was done. Like what was that? Like the end of the third, where he looked like he was just fucking gassed out, and then he came out the 4th and 5th, and he was fine.
He looked like he could have got called it in the third. He looked bad in the third, but yeah, he did come back.
With boxing, it's two completely different things. Because with boxing, there's really no rest unless you're grabbing and holding people. Which Floyd knew he really couldn't grab and hold Conor that much because Conor could just shuck him off because he's bigger than him.
You do get 7. You do get 7 extra minutes because of the rounds.
Well, yeah,
on the stool.
Because they're only 3 rounds. But Conor was throwing in the beginning of that
Yoel
fight.
would get 10 extra minutes.
5 rounds.
3 rounds.
5 rounds. 5 rounds.
5 rounds. He was throwing constantly. Just a jab. He thought he was GSP in a fight. Just throwing the jab, throwing the jab, throwing the jab. He forgot he had another hand. What's up?
What was that jab about? Like we were talking about it before the show. Like he wanted to be a sniper, but then he wanted to also be a work behind the jab sort of guy. It's like he had a crisis of identity midway through, which I guess, a great boxer like Floyd can make you have.
Yeah, man.
But what the hell's going on?
It's tough to think about what was going through Conor's head. Because once you start getting tired, when you're tired, it sucks, man. There's only so much mental fortitude it's going to give you. You're straight up tired. You're tired.
Well, yeah. Boxing is neither, none of our forte here, but maybe he was just afraid that, if he tried to throw that left and he missed, Floyd could have hit him with a nasty hook right on the jaw. I don't know.
I also don't think that it was there. I don't think that, it was tough, man. Like, Conor doesn't just throw the shot. He takes, he's good. He's a smart fighter, and he was trying to turn the corner and Floyd wasn't letting him. There's a lot to be said for what Floyd was doing. And, it's probably really frustrating. He didn't want to throw and miss with a heavy shot because he knew he was going to tire out, and that really tires you out. I mean, that's my take. Hopefully I'm right. I don't know if I'm
you're right. No, you're definitely you're 100% spot on, I think. He didn't want to.
What do you think, Bob?
Do we still have Bob?
What do you think?
What's
yeah,
up?
do we still have Bob?
There we go.
What do you think? Do you think we hit the nail on the head, or did you want us to go in another direction with it?
No, I think that addressed it. I mean, I like the answers I got. I wasn't sure what kind of train conditioning and everything, but you guys hit it pretty well.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's hard. Like Omar was saying, you need the elevation training. Like these guys that, like if you go down to into Mexico and stuff like that, which it's funny to me, was Cain Velasquez's downfall because he didn't, go out to Mexico City and not train at elevation.
I'll be the first one to say it, man. No, stop it. He's got the brown pride tattoo, but he don't speak in Spanish. I love his dad's story. His dad's like a 2-foot tall fucking, migrant
lettuce
worker.
picker.
Right, exactly. Gets
working
his son in there,
for Foxy Lettuce and shit.
Yes, and then he has this Aztec monument for a son, and the guy can't speak Spanish and shit. Fuck you. Come on, man. I'm done.
All right, guys. I got to head out get ready for a fantasy draft. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for coming out, Bob. Anytime, man.
It's always nice when we get new callers in,
Yeah.
Oh, and Bob,
you know what?
I like
my man's active, man. He's active on the page.
He sure is.
He's
engaged. I actually, I co-sign a lot of the things he says too. He knows and he asks questions about things he doesn't know about, which I like. Like Tommy's point before about dumb fans. He's learned. He's not a dumb fan by any stretch.
Right? No, not by any stretch. And I want to take a second. Like, he'll get on our page or he'll get on 2-Minute Warning, and then he'll ask legitimate questions, right? And I'm not saying we have our knowledge. Chris says we know more than that, but okay. But sometimes he'll ask a legit question, right? And then people will try to start like clowning him a little bit. And I know it's a fraternity of trolls, but man, let's make it
a lot of those people aren't MMA guys, man. Like, they really aren't.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, it reminds me of like old-fashioned, just like a lot of old-fashioned, old-school views on the sport, kind of in general. Do you get that sense? I don't know, man. We're trying to change hearts and minds here.
I do get that sense, but I don't know, man. Like, the people that say like this was MMA versus boxing are really, really, it's just not the case. It doesn't discount one or the.
It was MMA,
but it wasn't
versus boxing.
It wasn't. If that was the case, it would have been in UFC 1, and they would have been able to do whatever they want. This guy has this background. This guy has this background. That would be MMA versus boxing. It would be a boxer fighting an MMA fighter in a no rules match.
This was like when Dana White brought Chuck Liddell over to Pride, like UFC versus the world.
Because the boxer. But the boxer would be allowed. No, it's not like that at all. Because the boxer would be allowed to do whatever he wanted as well. Like MMA UFC going to Pride is the fucking MMA fighter fighting an MMA fighter. It was organization against organization.
It was different rules. It was entirely different rules.
Tommy, like, I'm sure the UFC guys were relishing in those rules. They weren't like, oh, this sucks.
No, they weren't.
We gotta go.
Chuck Liddell was the only one that got brought over, and he got his snot box rocked by fucking Wanderlei. And fucking
it was Rampage.
What's his name? And fucking Rampage. That's it. It was Rampage. You got a snot box rocked by Rampage. Nasty too. Nasty.
Yeah, but didn't he win a fight that night too?
Yeah, he advanced one round. And then
so what? So he
lost
to a fucking Rampage in his prime was a scary dude, man. Like, just because he fought for Pride didn't mean...
the sun shines on a dog's ass some days, and I love fucking Chuck Liddell, but
listen,
that blew up
town...
in Dana White's face big time, because Dana White that entire time was saying, "Oh, UFC has the best fighters in the world. These guys, they're nothing.
But you know what?
And
you know what?
Fucking blasted.
Right, Chris?
Who got the last laugh?
What do you say? Oh, the UFC sucks?
Well,
right?
That's because of the Yakuza, but that's besides the fucking point. The best fighters in the world were in Japan.
Allegedly.
They were in Japan
Tommy.
at that time.
I agree. 100%. I love that Pride era, bro. I pushed for the name of Pride rules. Like, that was fucking, I love that shit.
But yet you say Henzo couldn't beat fucking Anderson Silva, who got caught in a fucking heel hook in Pride.
Oh, no, it was Rio Chonin? It was Rio Chonin.
Rio Chonin. Didn't he, back elbow him unconscious in his next fight? Or who was that? Did he do that to? Anderson Silva. When he fucking, I don't even think it was in Pride, actually. It was in a yellow.
To Henry Gracie, because he never would have, and he never will, and there's no universe that it exists.
Stop this.
Let's
stop this.
No, we're not giving it the Ryan Bailey treatment. I'm bringing that up at least once a month, and either me or Tommy are going to bring it up once a month. We're going to get you to
once a month. It's gotten brought up this week 3 times alone.
That's fine, because it's always on my mind.
Well, because it was great when we had Sean Teed on. Why? Because he's from the Henzo fucking lineage. That's why.
Okay.
Wonderful.
And, you guys act like I am disregarding Henzo's accomplishments. I'm saying that, Anderson Silva here. It's not like I'm saying, wheelchair Matt Hughes. I'm saying fucking...
Oh, God. That needs to...
You're saying Henzo that got taken down by Travis Lutter?
Oh, yeah. He's the Michael
Jordan
of BJJ, though. He's the Michael Jordan of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that Travis Lutter. He's not. He's no joke, guys. Right?
Travis Lutter almost got his skull caved in by said guy.
By weight cutting. That's what he got his skull caved in by. He just sucked all the moisture.
No, man, those elbows that Silva was landing on his fucking head were brutal. He had him in a triangle.
He had a shit triangle on him. That's why he couldn't finish the triangle. His jiu-jitsu was to the point. And you're telling me that this is the guy?
He was against Michael Jordan. He was going against Michael Jordan. What the fuck?
Well, so let's round this out.
You like that, right?
Let's round this out, spinning off of another Michael. Michael Bisping and GSP finally signed for, what was it, UFC 217? Is that what it is? UFC 217?
Yeah, usually I'll co-sign Bisping's shit, but I don't like this fight, man. It just doesn't get me going. I think it's the GSP aspect of it.
No, GSP is gonna fight. He might knock his fucking eye straight, I think.
Oh my God, this poor bastard. Jesus, he's a pirate.
I don't know, man. GSP is a fucking the Hendricks GSP is gonna get his ass beat. He's gonna get boxed up.
This ain't the Hendricks GSP. He's relaxed. Yeah. Michael Bisping. Remember Rocky 2 when fucking Mick was like, "No, you didn't see nothing." He would have caved in the whole side of your face. That's what's gonna happen to fucking Bisping. We're gonna get another funny Michael Bisping face as he's getting knocked out.
You really think that GSP is knocking him out, bro?
Absolutely.
What fucking planet are you on now?
GSP's going to hit him with a switch kick that's going to knock him back to 1776, bro. I'm telling you.
If GSP wins that fight, he's going to take him down and fucking lay on him. That's what's going to happen. He's not going to submit him.
It's going to be a leg lock.
He's not going to submit him, and he's not going to knock him out. If he beats him, he's going to wrestle him. That's
it. He could submit him. He could easily submit him. I don't see where's the anti-jiu-jitsu? A GSP that stopped training jiu-jitsu 4 years ago, or however long it's been since he stepped away from the cage. That jiu-jitsu was still at a higher level than Bisping's jiu-jitsu is right now.
Bisping's got good jiu-jitsu defense. I don't care what you say.
Bisping's jiu-jitsu defense ain't shit against the Danaher Death Squad. It's nothing against the Danaher Death Squad.
Oh, you guys are just fucking dick riding that, dude.
No, what are you talking about? We're dick riding it because it's like bringing a dull spoon against a machete. In terms of the knife fighting world, I'll break it down for all my.
How many times has Bisping been submitted?
Let's turn this around. Ask Dylan Dennis, who's Connor's jiu-jitsu coach, how good the Danaher Death Squad is.
Stop! Yeah. I don't care. That means nothing, and I don't like Dylan Dennis just because he fucking fucks with Connor. He's a fucking douchebag. All right,
BB Gun. Let's never let him live down Instagramming a photo of him.
Kicked off his
Bro,
team.
we already wasted too much time talking about Dylan Dennis.
Is he getting the Ryan Bader treatment? Are we going to?
In this conversation, he is because I want to know like where your basis is on Bisping's bad jiu-jitsu defense. Like what have you seen from him in fights?
His jiu-jitsu is nothing compared.
But has he been
to
submitted?
Danaher?
Who has submitted him in a fight?
He hasn't. He got was it the top guillotine? Was that from Rockhold after, or no? Who did Rockhold get in that guillotine from the top?
That wasn't him. He got kicked in the face by Rockhold.
Okay, who was that? Just remind me with Rockhold. Who the hell did he guillotine straight from Mount? Remember that fight? Where he just got the one arm.
That must have been a long time ago. I mean, Rockhold hasn't fought since Christ wore short pants.
But my point is, Bisping has decisions against a lot of guys, man, that he's lost to that did not submit him. That tried,
GSP
who was
is just too good for him,
GSP
bro. I know you like Bisping, but he is over fucking rated. I
honestly think that he's underrated. He's overrated as a champion. Like, I don't think that he's like the pedigree of champion you're used to seeing in the UFC. I will admit that. But I think that people think that he's the easiest belt to attain because, for whatever reason.
He is,
Bisping has fought everybody, bro. He's fought everybody, and he looked bad against Henderson. Who has he really looked terrible against? Like he's gotten caught by steroid Vitor. He lost to Rockhold, fair play. But these guys, they're
Henderson?
fucking...
He was blinded by Vitor. He was blinded by Vitor's awesomeness. That's the problem. He was blinded.
Dude, that was like lightning bolt shaved in the head Vitor on so much stars. You know
what? It's in the 2K18 games. Like the difference in ratings with Vitor with the lightning bolts in his head versus non-lightning bolts in his head is like 10 points easily.
Yeah.
But I seriously don't even give Bisping a round against GSP.
Fine. He's not going to get submitted. I didn't say he's 100% winning this fight. I actually said if he loses, he's going to get wrestled. He's not going to get submitted, and he's not going to get knocked out. That's my thing. And he'll win the stand-up.
GSP submitted Matt Hughes when Matt Hughes was,
ridiculous.
Matt Hughes.
And on the ground. Ridiculous on the ground. And the way he did it.
Okay, after that fight, what did Matt Hughes do? Who did he beat after that fight? Matt Hughes.
Amtrak, I think. Or no, that was a draw.
I think he lost that one, too. I'm pretty sure he lost that one.
Oh, sorry. Alternative fact.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. He submitted Matt Hughes with an armbar, which is...
It's just silly.
Bro, GSP was like 23 at that time. What the fuck are you bringing up?
It doesn't matter.
What did you just say to me?
Jiu-jitsu is on another
what did you just say
level.
To me?
Oh, Lord.
I don't know. What did I just say?
You just brought up a fight that took place literally over a decade
2007.
ago.
And
so a decade ago.
And let me tell you,
he's on top ever since then.
The jiu-jitsu that
I was 25 years old during that.
But the jiu-jitsu he's being exposed to right now, it's rejuvenating everybody's career.
You know what? You're right. Bisping hasn't trained any jiu-jitsu defense or anything. I'm not saying Bisping's going to go out and fucking win a grappling match against GSP. I'm saying that in a fight, he's not getting submitted by GSP. Your GSP isn't some fucking killer where he's like he's just a good wrestler.
The fuck are you talking
that
about?
Has good killer.
He's not a killer on the ground.
He's not submitting people. He's not out there fucking taking necks and shit. He's not. Who is he?
He made fucking Nick Diaz look like a fucking gimp. He made Nick Diaz look like he didn't.
Listen to this fucking guy, man. Oh, stop it. By what? By doing what? By submitting him? No, he fucking didn't do shit on the ground. Diaz gives up his back all the time.
He was a black belt who could not work off his back. That's how strong GSP is. That's how strong.
Okay, and he couldn't submit him. He's not submitting anybody, though. He's not submitting guys. And Bisping doesn't get submitted. So it's like, I don't know where you're getting that from. It could happen based on the fact that it's a fight, but the odds of that happening.
You want to take this over from me or what? You want to take this over? You want to school young Chris here?
I've never heard anybody say hey, watch out for Bisping's jiu-jitsu. I've never anybody in the community. But anybody.
But I've never heard anybody say Bisping lost by submission.
No, I've heard a lot of people say that. Holy shit, GSP's jiu-jitsu is getting to be on another level. It just flat out is. I will give you.
Yeah, in jiu-jitsu.
Back in the day, hey, you know what? His wrestling was more the control, the dominance. I think that's a great point to bring up with Diaz, though, in terms of he shut him down so much, Diaz couldn't work off it. That was incredible. However, in this fight and in this matchup, the stars are aligning. The camp that he's in, I know it sounds like dick riding, but it's dick riding for a fucking reason, all right? Any camp that can produce...
Bro, it's John Danaher and fucking Faraz Sahabi. Just think about that for a second.
And Tommy and Chris, any camp that can produce...
How come there's not like a bunch of world champs in this camp?
There are.
They're all
world champions in the jiu-jitsu tournaments. Any camp that can
my God, we've had this conversation, guys.
Any camp that can produce.
You know me, I'm not knocking jiu-jitsu. I love that sport.
I know, but Chris,
but it's not the same, man. It's just not the same.
But let's the one bleed over that I would see if you'll allow me is that look at Gary Tonin, what he did to Paul Harris. That for me tells me that it like foreshadows what that type of jiu-jitsu can do potentially to somebody who's more of an MMA jiu-jitsu grappler. Paul Harris is a scary motherfucker when you grapple him. He is. You can knock him out. You can bamboozle him with really, really low-level algebra. You can, 2 + 2. He's like, fuck.
But I think Paul Harris had confidence in his ability on the ground to like be a little on the offensive. I don't think that if it goes to the ground, Bisping is going to be trying to submit GSP. When you only have the game of like trying to not get submitted, you're not going to get submitted if you have good defense. Like you don't have to be the best jiu-jitsu player to be good at stopping certain things. You know what I mean? Like you can't tell me that Bisping
leaves his leg. Wait a minute. In guard, if Bisping leaves his legs flailing around, GSP's going to take it and hump it into submission. He's going to knee bar him. Like I said,
you said it right there, Tommy. You said it. He might hump him into submission. That's the only chance he has, by dry humping him into submission, because he's not actually tapping him out with a leg lock from the guard. What the fuck are you talking about?
He could knock him out from the bottom. It's not like Bisping's known for his fucking chin.
It's not like Bisping is known for getting submitted either.
It's gonna surprise you.
He hasn't fought against a Danaher guy. Danaher and TriStar.
You want to know why? Because there fucking isn't any. There is no guys fighting in the UFC. There's no world champs. There's no guys in the ranks. Like, there are guys that are in jiu-jitsu. I understand that. But, it's not like there's a fucking whole...
Jake Shields. Jake Shields' fucking grappling is considered otherworldly by other grapplers.
I appreciate that, but we're not talking about grappling. We're talking about a fight.
And the other aspects of the fight, I still see it as you have a GSP he's not a piece of shit.
I hope you guys don't think I'm arguing that Bisping is going to win. Even though I do think that, I am not making that argument in this thing. I'm saying that Bisping is not getting submitted. That's what I'm saying. That's all.
We got to do an avatar bet, Chris. You and I think.
Oh, of course. I already said that. I already said that. We got to bet.
Yeah.
And I said it about something else too. I'll tell you. I'll remind you guys when I listen back, because there was something else that you guys both said, and I was like, all right, you guys are easy money on this one.
Do you think that Bisping will beat GSP? Do you think that?
I just said I do.
Why?
It's amazing.
Because I want him to. All right.
Well, you wanted Conor to beat Floyd. That didn't work out too well. So
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I am an MMA fan. I'm sorry if that gets in the way sometimes, but I will always give my honest analysis and say, but here's why I think he could win, and here's why I think he might lose. But I want him to win, and this is how he's going to do it. And, I could be wrong, but you know what? What fun is it if you're fucking right all the time? Fine. I'm a Diaz guy. He loses a lot of decisions, and I've been sticking by his side, defending him fucking since day one. All right? Either way,
every
Tommy.
Decision.
The one thing you can't say about me is that I'm a fucking flip-flopping fake fan, because I'm ride or fucking die.
Or a safe predictor. I give you that. You go out on a limb, You say, hey, listen, guys, you grab your nuts and you make a choice. I'll give you that.
Yeah, but what, Omar, isn't it funny that he calls me home team, but he's just as home team as I am, if not more.
No, not at all. Bullshit. You are fucking
You thought Conor
way worse.
was going to be Floyd. You thought Conor was going to be Floyd. You are fucking home team beyond fucking belief.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know about that.
You
Guys,
think Frankie could beat Conor? You think Frankie would beat Conor? Like,
he's
funnier.
I think so as well. I just think the grappling is too much. I got to give it to him. I'm telling you, I do.
He would get fucking knocked out, bro. He's too little.
No.
He should be fighting at fucking featherweight.
What are you talking about?
At bantamweight.
Gray Maynard hit him with bricks in his hands. That's where Gray Maynard forgot how to fight.
Gray Maynard just got slapped 65 times by the bottom of Ryan Hall's foot. Like slapped. It was like.
But
that
was after Frankie knocked him out, and he was never the same again.
Oh.
I think Diaz really did more damage to Gray Maynard than anybody. Even in the fight he lost.
Nick Diaz fought Gray Maynard? Oh, that's right, he did.
Twice.
Yeah, that was the gay bar fight, right?
Yeah, that's hilarious. The bully would fucking love to fucking hear you say that to his face. The guy that got his ass beat by everybody that you're saying is like Gray Maynard. Stop fucking bringing up Gray Maynard. You shitting me? What the
Are
fuck
we gonna
is going
give him
on?
the baiter? Is he getting baited right now?
You're not allowed to bring up 2007 GSP. You're not allowed to bring up Ryan Bader. You're not allowed to bring up Brock Lesnar. And you're certainly not allowed to bring up Gray Maynard. All right?
This is amazing.
Well, there goes all the UFC.
You know who's got really good stand-up and good boxing? Marcus Davis. He's an Irish guy, right? He actually looks like Peter Berg. So he should have been the guy from the Great White Eye.
Well, just as a joke, it was like not a joke, but just to bring this up, Marcus Davis was, what's his name? Dana White was trying to volley for Marcus Davis to fight Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd backed out of it.
Good.
Yo, because he wears a kilt. Do you know what kind of power that generates into the right hand? The kilt when you walk out in
the Irish hand grenade. That was his name. The Irish hand grenade.
Yeah.
I like Marcus Davis. I thought he was
I like him
I
too.
like Marcus Davis.
I like him too, but you're not going to hear me saying like, "Yo, this guy beat Marcus Davis, bro." Like, and like, saying that's how.
You guys are terrible. You got another.
We got a caller
joining in. Hold on a second.
Hey.
Caller, you're on. You're on with us.
Oh, you damn right I'm on.
Oh shit! It's Kareem.
Oh, now it's really 2-minute warning after dark. What's up, Kareem?
Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah. Tommy, you piece of shit.
Tommy.
What's going on, Kareem? How do you feel about this, man? How do you feel about things? What's on your mind?
I don't think we need to say too much about Conor. We don't want Tommy getting his panties in the bunch again. He fought a good
Whose
fight.
Whose panties are in a bunch? You're saying it was an early stoppage.
Yes. Like, listen. I posted that video.
I hate Tommy so much, yo. I fucking hate him.
Listen. You see the video I just posted on Facebook. And I'm not saying he would have won because I said when I was watching the fight, Conor was going down in the next round, maybe just past the next round. He was going.
Yeah, but bro, you're not looking at this as the right fucking frame of mind here. It looks better for him that it was a TKO, other than him getting fucking face planted on the fucking mat.
Okay, it doesn't matter if it looks better for him. The fact of the matter is, it's still early.
Fuck, it looks better for him. It looks better for MMA that he didn't get knocked out cold. He didn't Zab Judah himself. Fucking don't ever play with matches and then fall down. It went the way it was supposed to go. It was fine.
Jesus.
It was fine.
Whoa.
It was fine.
Arguing what looks better, what doesn't look better. It was
Zab Judah, the stanky leg against Costa was the best thing I ever seen in a fucking fight.
Exactly.
Okay.
As an MMA fan and a Conor hater, I did not want to see him look like that. It went the way it was supposed to go. He was outclassed at the end. It went perfectly fucking right.
Yo, stop making
right.
it sound so like outclassed. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck you. It was a good stoppage. Conor did well. Fuck you, Tommy.
No, he wasn't out. He wasn't outclassed. He wasn't outclassed at all.
He was. Floyd fought brilliantly, but we don't have like the way you say it is like you had that all along, and you were like, you know, like you.
Hey, listen.
You
I don't want to hear about outclassed, though, right? That's gonna get the Ryan Bader treatment, right? Is that where we're going with this?
Yeah. No more outclassed.
No more.
Conor doesn't get outclassed. Conor's all class.
And they did a little interview with Holly Holm, too, and she said all of the talk of people saying Floyd, like, let him do what he did to, like, take them 3 or 4 rounds. She said it's bullshit. She was like, no boxer, and she's a boxer, so I think she knows what she's talking about. No boxer is going to let somebody take shots at them.
Oh, she lost to Misha Tate. She has no credibility at all. She lost to Misha Tate.
Bro.
We're talking about boxing.
No credibility.
We're talking about boxing.
Well, no, Kareem, wait a minute, time out. Omar, I know you could back me up on this because we've talked about this, so don't try and play your fucking both ends towards the middle here. Those first 4 fucking rounds, Floyd Mayweather threw maybe 3 punches, and he just let Conor keep throwing.
Carried that fight. You know what? Holly Holm needs to check her image in a mirror and remind people that she's a woman, first and foremost, all right? She's got a bulldog looking face. Number 2, she needs to come out the way. I know you love them snow bunnies, Kareem. I'm sorry, I'm doing this for you, Kareem. Holly Holm, hit up Kareem. All right, he's still a good guy. He hangs out with.
I'd much rather get hit up by Misha Tate.
Well, you know, either both of you guys.
I always knew you liked guys, Chris. I always knew it.
Yo, if you could sit here and say Misha Tate looks like a guy, bro, you gotta check yourself at the door.
She fucked
Brian
Caraway.
All right.
She fucked
I don't
Brian
give a fuck.
Caraway.
That means, you know what that means? I got a fucking shot. That's what that means.
Yeah, that's exactly what that means.
No, but Floyd carried those. Floyd, it was one of those. You know who I expected to see in the crowd? I expected to see Bricktop from fucking Snatch in the crowd, being like, "Listen."
So, do you think Ronda could still beat Floyd, guys?
1,000%.
I never said she would be Floyd in the first place. That's crazy. All I'm saying is, like, not that Conor forced him to be defensive. It's that he didn't let himself get hit. Maybe his game plan was to let Conor punch himself out, but like she said, nobody lets themselves get hit.
Yeah, man.
I think,
and that's why it's like
Conor hit. No, timeout. Conor hit Floyd's gloves more than he hit Floyd. Okay.
If Floyd would have thrown punches in the first round and second round and third round, he might have gotten knocked out by a crisp punch in Conor, though. So,
but that's why Floyd's smarter. He's just
But he didn't let him win the rounds. He was fighting defensively for 5 rounds. So, like, people were like, if he was moving like that against the way he was moving against Pacquiao, against Conor, then he wouldn't fucking have landed so many punches. But yes, he was fighting like that for fucking 5 rounds. So it doesn't make sense. It's like It's like, yo, Floyd had a strategy. He stuck to the strategy. Conor had his. He stuck to his. Floyd's worked. But like the whole letting him none of that happened. It was just part of his plan. There was no letting involved.
No,
it wasn't like I'm going to let him win 4 rounds.
He wasn't catching Conor's timing in those first few rounds. He wasn't catching his timing at all.
I didn't say he wasn't. I'm saying he wasn't letting him win rounds because he was trying to catch his timing. Floyd was still trying to win the round. In a sense, or he was trying to make Conor miss, and Conor wasn't missing.
Those first 4 rounds, he wasn't trying to win. He wasn't throwing any punches. How the fuck what does he think? He's Willie Pep?
Yo, you're missing the point entirely, though. I understand what you're saying. You know, it's hard to articulate what I'm saying. But the point that I'm really trying to make is that
because your fight IQ is about the same.
Floyd didn't let him win rounds in a sense of like I'm gonna just let him win rounds. So I'm gonna let him win. Fuck what you just said. I can't even hear it. I'm not going to let him win rounds in a sense that, like, I'm trying to keep the fans on their seat or I want to give the fans something to watch for 10 rounds, so I'm going to let him win these rounds. No, there wasn't. It was part of a strategy of I want to tire him out, not I want to let him win rounds. There's a big difference.
It was part of a strategy of I'm going to tire him out and I'm going to let this go as long as it can because these assholes just paid $100 and the undercard and the main card was as useless as a fucking elevator in an outhouse.
That's to say, here's the point that the best way I can say it is if Floyd had an opportunity to finish Conor in the first round, he would have done it. Whether his game plan was to let him win the first round or not, or the second round or the third round for that matter. If he had an opportunity to finish the fight in one of those rounds, he's doing it. He's not going to be like, oh, I want to let the fight go. Fuck that. That's
what happened. The first
he
couple of rounds.
He was the fifth and never stopped.
But Tommy, what I'm saying was it wasn't a conscious decision. It wasn't a conscious decision to say, I'm going to let him win these rounds. He was willing to possibly lose the round in order to let Conor tire himself out. But he wasn't just saying, I'm giving up this round. He was still trying to win the rounds. There was no
he wasn't.
I don't want to hear. Yes,
Omar,
he was, bro.
Omar, where are you?
I'm still thinking about the asshole in the fight I did.
8 counter uppercut.
Yes, that was Conor's best fucking punch of the fight. Was that uppercut? It was beautiful.
And then that was Floyd early on when they were both fresh. That was Floyd like, oh man, I'm gonna just step in here and pop it. And he got countered, and from that moment I was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't throw so much. Just let him.
The only thing I have a problem with is the word "let." He wasn't letting anything. Conor wasn't letting. Him win rounds.
I say
when he appeared on Kimmel,
he could have thrown more.
He was on Kimmel, guys, right? The day before, or a couple of nights before. And one of those things that really struck me was it was a very concerted effort to say, listen, I'm sorry about the shit last 2 fights I've had. I'm going to try to go in there and I'm going to, go forward. It's not going to be. And at first, part of me was going, okay, this is some bullshit. He's trying to sell tickets, right? And it might be wolf tickets, right, Chris? Exactly. But
yes.
He came in, and I'm really thinking, okay, he's going to try to he tried different things, but at the end of the day, I really feel like he went out there and said, I'm going to let this dude show what he can show, try not to get shellacked, obviously, try not to get laid the fuck out, like that's the plan. But I really feel as though he tried to really make it a much more compelling capper to the rest of his career. Could it have worked out poorly?
But yes. Floyd has said that before every fight. He doesn't care. The money is made at that point. It doesn't matter. He's doing this for the money. He doesn't care.
He had to knock out. He had to finish Conor because Conor is not a boxer. He had to finish it.
Fine. But he wasn't going to not try to finish him in the first round if he had the opportunity because he wanted to let him win rounds. Like, letting him win rounds is throwing the fight. You have to fucking understand what I'm trying to say here.
He knew he was going to fucking beat him because he knew he was going to outlast him standing.
No, he was willing. He was willing, with fighting the way he fought, to possibly give Conor those rounds, and was confident that he could come back and win anyway. But he wasn't letting him win rounds. He wasn't like, I'm letting him win this round. A conscious decision. No. If Conor had his hands down and Floyd
contradiction. You know that, right? You're a walking contradiction.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Great album.
Yes, you are.
By Green Day, by the way. I just want to throw that out there to shout out.
Tommy, identify that, please. How am I a walking contradiction?
Okay. You're saying that Floyd wasn't letting him win rounds, but Floyd could have won it in the first round if he won. No. He was letting Conor throw himself out. And that's exactly what he did. He
had a strategy. His strategy wasn't, I'm going to let him win 3 rounds. His strategy was to let him punch himself out in 3 rounds. It wasn't to let him win rounds. It wasn't. What I'm saying is, if Floyd had an opportunity,
if Conor outthrows him for 3 rounds, Conor's winning 3 rounds.
Yo, dude, he only won 1 round on one of the judges' scorecards. So apparently you're wrong because that one judge actually said.
I know, because the judges are the smartest motherfuckers around.
But you're missing the point, Tommy. He didn't. If he let him win rounds, then he would have won the rounds.
But he let him win rounds. He threw 2 punches in the first fucking 4 rounds. He just let Conor throw himself out.
I agree, but it wasn't. All right, forget it. I think
Omar,
that people.
Am I wrong here?
All I have to say is this. I think that maybe terminology, maybe semantics might be getting in the way, but I really feel as though this is something that Floyd is known to do as well. You checked me on this, Chris, and I went back and I'm like, listen, okay, he's a slow starter, and it's one of those things that you can get away with in boxing, but you cannot get away with in MMA. You're a slow starter. Ask Cerrone, that's fucked him a lot. Like, cost him fights, cost him championships, cost him money, sponsors, brain cells, whatever. Floyd does this. He goes in, he's like, listen, and maybe that speaks to his brilliance. Maybe it's risky, this, that, and the third, but he did that in this fight as well. He goes, he lets you do what you're gonna do. He kind of sizes you up. It's like a tailor. He tailors a suit, right? Let me figure out the way I'm gonna win. How I'm gonna go to the loom and make this suit for you, and it's gonna be a giant L suit that I'm gonna hang on your fucking head. And he does it, and then the next few rounds he comes back and he spins the tail and he wins the cash. But I do feel that he may have done that a bit more in this. I can't get in his head and say, hey, listen, this is why he did it. I have personal bias maybe, and I really think he did it because he wants it to be a really big stamp on the end of his career. 15-0 significant. He wants to see what this guy can do. And I do agree with Tommy. He knew he had to put him away, guys. There's no fucking way that he had.
So that's even more of a reason why he wasn't letting him do anything. He had strategy to be willing to lose rounds if that's what it came to. But he wasn't saying, you know what,
punch himself out.
I'm letting him win this round. There was never a thought in Floyd's head where he was like, I'm going to let Conor win this round. That didn't cross his mind one time. He was saying, I'm going to let this guy punch himself out.
All right, time out. Conor landed, what would they say, it was 121 punches. How many of them actually hit Floyd in the face? How many?
That's so irrelevant. I mean, come on,
no,
Tommy.
No, it's not.
You can't change it up to fucking tailor your argument here, or the lack of argument.
If he was hitting his gloves, that's not the same as hitting him in the fucking face.
So that's even more of the reason why he wasn't letting him win the rounds, because he was still blocking the punches. If he was just letting him win, he would have just let him hit him then. Which is it wasn't happening.
No, if he's letting him hit his gloves. He wasn't hitting him in the fucking face. There were a few
exactly.
times
So he wasn't.
Face.
So he was still trying, is what you're saying. So he wasn't
Come
letting
on,
him
Omar.
win.
Help me out here. You're leaving me out to dry here.
I
know you agree.
I think Omar kind of agrees with me a little bit because of the semantics of it, like you said. The verbiage is what I'm having trouble with.
I think so.
The letting
that's
part.
Kind of where we're not seeing the forest for the trees. I think with that part of the argument. However, I do feel the fight metrics. If we see 111, what are they counting? And this is an honest question for both of you. What are they counting? Are they counting what hits him clean? Are they counting is that the difference between a strike and a significant strike?
Well, it has to be significant strikes. It has to be
how many punches did Floyd land?
I want to say he landed like 53 of what he threw. The one metric I saw
enough to get the TKO there, fucking.
But that's my, like
Jim.
Oh, you're dirty, Tommy. Tommy, you're a fucking animal. I love it. How many did he land? Enough to fucking win. Thank you, Tommy.
But the point that I'm making is, guys,
Signed,
Floyd didn't.
Delivered. I'm yours.
Tommy, you could sit here and every argument you want with, but who won? Because that, all right, I get it. My guy lost, but that doesn't change the fact that Floyd let him do anything or didn't let him do anything. I know that there's 0% chance that Floyd decided that I'm going to let this guy win a round. He might have, like I said, been willing to give up a round.
No, you're right.
But he still tried to win it.
He let him win four.
All right, we got to get to the bottom of this with more opinions because I just don't think I don't think you understand where I'm coming from. I really don't.
I just think you have that Conor blindness where it's just
no,
like,
it's not Conor blindness.
Great.
It's actually no, it's not, dude. It's not that at all. I'm not saying that. I'm not even saying Conor was doing great and hurting him. I mean, he was snapping some punches in, but the jabs weren't doing shit. I admit that. But I don't think Floyd was if to say he was letting him, that would mean Floyd wasn't trying to get out of the way of the punches Conor was throwing. That wasn't happening. Just because he wasn't throwing punches doesn't mean he wasn't.
He wasn't getting out of the way of a lot of them. I mean, I know Conor's quick,
but he was blocking them. He wasn't. You have to look at it from both sides. To let somebody do something is they're in a fight. He was still trying to make Conor miss.
All right, but let's look at this way. Floyd was standing right in front of Conor, and Conor was hitting with those jabs, and Floyd's head was going back, and he was fine. Conor was hitting Alvarez with those jabs, and Alvarez was on wobbly legs.
No head movement, no feints, no nothing from Alvarez though. So there's a difference there. Floyd is a different animal, man. His head's always moving, and his body is moving, and his torso is going. It's he's moving everything at once.
Conor never really had a chance, even though you thought he did. That's what you're saying.
Fucking, what does that have to do with it, bro? What does that have to do with the fact that you just proved my point
Omar,
that I'm making
Omar,
here?
you like the mental jiu-jitsu, Omar? You like it?
No,
like getting in there like a
I didn't.
ninja?
Yeah, but the only thing is, I'm winning the match, and I'm not going to tap. It's from this mental jiu-jitsu you're playing.
Bisping.
So you're
right?
losing.
He's the Bisping of mental jiu-jitsu. He doesn't get submitted. He has the defensive.
I don't get submitted. I'm the Bisping of mental jiu-jitsu. But the only thing is, I'm like it's one of these crazy legendary Danaher Death Squad guys.
Oh, okay.
In my verbiage.
Hey,
okay.
Listen.
And I don't want to make it sound like I'm talking shit on Danaher at all, because I respect that, the whole grappling thing. I do. You know it, right? I am just saying that I don't see all these guys going and winning world titles in MMA. I don't.
It'll happen.
Because they don't fight in MMA.
Not yet.
That's my point, Tommy. Thank you.
Jiu-jitsu. They make 6 figures doing jiu-jitsu.
Okay. They don't make 7.
Yeah, but to some people, making 6 figures is good enough. I wish I could make fucking 6 figures. I'd be happy with that.
I'm not knocking it, bro. I'm not knocking it. I'm really not. I'm not knocking it. But it's besides, we're just
talking about.
Grinding fucking Dragonstone at this point.
Dragonstone, oh. Yeah. You like to fuck your aunt, don't you, buddy?
Oh. On that note, let's bring Kareem back on. I think he has one or two more points to drop on us. Kareem, you're on.
I don't think Tommy wants to make 6 figures because there's a lot of mistakes to be made when you're counting on more than one hand, or you don't have a calculator handy, or some of these like handy gadgets that he uses to get by in everyday hooked on phonics life.
Oh my God! Just fucking Kareem. Oh my
Stick to where you're at and play it safe.
Hey, bro, you work 6 jobs to make what I make at 1. How you doing?
Oh no!
I don't work 6 jobs. Hey. I work 1 job that probably pays as much as what you get, and then the other one is kind of a fuck off, so I don't pay full price for games.
Oh Jesus!
2 jobs.
So wait, are you saying you're the one who sold John Jones his steroids? Is that what you're saying?
I think
I can neither confirm nor deny that John Jones did or did not take steroids.
Purchase from.
That's gonna be my official position on that one.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Fucking Kareem.
I don't know. It's too much.
You gotta love Kareem.
I think maybe Bones, he banged the rail, he had a few drinks, he had a good time, and then, that's just sketchy. I don't think he's innocent. I do not think he's innocent.
I don't want to fucking...
Well, dude, they tested positive
Francis Ngannou pulled. Whoa, breaking news. Francis Ngannou pulled from UFC 215.
Are you fucking kidding me?
They're never giving him an opponent.
Because nobody wanted to fight him. Struve tried to fight him, and then his heart gave out.
No,
again.
Overeem wanted to fight him. Overeem wanted to fight him.
Yeah, man.
What happened with that? I guess Overeem couldn't pass the fucking... I guess he couldn't... Yeah, he couldn't pass the fucking USADA test.
Yeah,
that's the problem with that.
Same shit.
It's probably not... It's not that big of a deal. We'll just have to wait an extra month to 3 weeks to a month to see him fight.
Yeah.
Fight who?
Allegedly.
Whoever
right?
they decide to have him fight.
Thank you, Chris. No, that's... Oh, are you talking about coming on
Kareem, what do you think?
Kareem,
what do you think? Francis Ngannou versus Verdum? What do you think?
Like, that would be good, but, I feel like Verdum's been ducking people.
In Mexico. Right, Kareem? If Verdum fights anybody, it's got to be in Mexico now. That's like his home field advantage.
Or Brazil.
Yeah.
John Jones tweets, "Times like these remind me of how blessed I truly am. So much to be grateful for." Who are you kidding, John Jones?
Listen, again, I do not think this man is innocent. If he's been doing what people
he's
say,
a fucking
sociopath his whole career. If he's been cheating his whole career and hasn't been caught, he would know how to cheat. I mean, not cheat.
No, that's not true.
That one all
that's not true.
But
he's a fucking loose cannon.
They're saying, though, the time frame for him to have taken that would have been the day of weigh-ins. What person banging roids to cheat on fights? First of all, steroids have to be in your system to move it before they
That
even...
is so not true. That is not true. There's a lot of different steroids out there. Yeah, he needed to put on weight. He put on weight. Yeah, that's exactly when.
Chris, you're talking to Kareem about steroids. Have you seen Kareem? Have you seen what he looks like?
Oh, that's fucked up. I think that's hard work.
you do work in a pharmacy. I'm just saying.
Bro, I know. I think that's hard work in Mofongo. Right, Kareem? I got you there.
What the fuck is a Mofongo?
Fuck that, bro.
Bastard. Get out of here.
Just do your fucking research on it, Tommy, and you'll understand what I point. The stuff that he supposedly took is something to like gain weight in like a 12-hour span. So it makes perfect
Chris,
sense that he would take it after weight.
I know what T-ball is. I know that. But what Kareem was saying is, it's something that he took fucking, the day of the weigh.
The day of weighing.
That's why. That's what they're saying.
That surprises you, Kareem?
No, I'm saying like that's just like the dumbest shit I've ever heard of. Like like it's one of the times.
So was doing cocaine the day before a fight, but he did that too.
Listen, okay, he did cocaine the night before a fight.
He had no idea that there was steroids in his cocaine. He had a tainted supplement.
That's the funny part. He was blowing lines off Ariane Celeste's ass before his fucking fight against DC.
Hold on. Can I ask you this though? Can I say, Tommy, like how? Physically how? Because there's not much booty there to even write home about.
I would still fucking. I don't even want to get vile about the things that I would do to her. But
that's great. Let's keep it.
I think you're a little wrong there, Omar. I think you're a
little
wrong.
What are you talking about?
Shakira's old news. You know what I mean?
You shut your mouth. All right.
I wouldn't say that by any stretch, though. Shakira is another one. I'd probably pick her over. We're talking Shakira here. She's a she.
Was she part of your illustrious 45? You cooler Casanova son of a bitch, you.
Illustrious 45. You're not giving me enough credit here.
He's low playing you. See how he lowballed you? You hit 45 before you got out of high school, Chris. I know you.
I'm rolling with fucking pocket aces over here.
I was trying to make him look respectful, but you just shot that out of the fucking water.
45. That's
you guys are hurting my innocent ears right now. I don't know what any of this stuff is about.
Yeah, okay.
Oh man, Tommy.
I think I mean we might be getting to the end of a rope here, Tommy. Guys, what are you guys thinking? If we're talking,
I think that we can end this because I want to actually. But John Jones is a sociopath for that tweet. Just all I know is that.
He has
no ability to show guilt or remorse.
I would love to know what's going on in his life.
The tweet that John Jones, times like these remind me how blessed I truly am.
Maybe he knows something that we're not going to find out about for a couple of days that makes his little pop not so bad.
Maybe he cream pied his fucking fiance. Who the fuck knows?
Oh my!
They've already got a few kids.
His pull-out game.
They've already got a few kids.
I think his side chick probably had an abortion, so he's like very excited
about it. Now, team pull-out.
No,
you know what I mean?
No,
and that would be something that a sociopath would feel like.
Le'Veon Bell took one for the team. He's like, listen, I'll just say I impregnated her too, because he's hitting everybody this week.
Well, guys. Fucking shit.
We did it.
Holy hell. What a fucking show. This was
guys,
so much fun.
My phone's about to die.
All right. Well, listen. Thank you, Kareem. The Kareem 15 is fucking awesome as always. You called twice, so it was the Kareem fucking half hour. Bob Stager, thank you for calling in. Jency, thank you for calling in. This was an amazing show, guys. Get ready
Tommy,
for next
you still don't know
week.
shit about shit.
Well, I knew enough that fucking Connor wasn't going to win, but anyway.
Trying to get that last little dig in there.
Oh,
you know it. We're going to try and set up a guest for next week. So for Chris, Omar, Kareem, Carl, wherever you are, we still love you. Put that white hood on, brother. We love
Connor
you.
Bless you all. Connor bless you all.
Connor, great job. We'll see you guys next week. As always, we are brought to you by ADK Fightwear, Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu, Madama Jiu-Jitsu, and 2 Minute Warning Sports. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good night.
Peace.